Tune into Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the opening day of the only cricket test match at Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, in reply to Ireland's first innings score of 260, was 72 for the loss of one wicket at close of first day's play, which means Zimbabwe trailed by 188 runs with 9 wickets still in hand. At close of play, Kaitano was batting on 26 and he was supported by Welch, who made 33 runs. The only wicket fell was Ben Curran, who could only score 12 runs of 14 balls. He was caught by Tucker off the bowling of McCarthy. Earlier, Ireland captain Andy McBrine winning the toss and opted to bat first, and their start was very poor. They lost their first 5-wicket half of the side back in the dug for just 31 runs on the board. Their start was poor. They lost their first wicket. In the first over, Peter Moore was the first man to go, and he made only 4 runs, and he was caught by Curran off the bowling of Muzarabani. 13 runs later, they lost their second wicket, and that is of Curtis Camphor in the fourth over. Zimbabwe was 17, and Curtis Camphor made 6 from 9 balls, hitting 1-4. He was bowled by Richard Nagawa. 2 runs later, the captain Andy McBrine also departed in the fifth over, and Zimbabwe were 19 and lost their third wicket, and Andy McBrine made 9 of 11 balls with the help of 1-4, and his strike rate was 82. He was caught by substitute Joel and Gumbi off the bowling of Blazing Muzarabani. 4 to go was Harry Tucker, and Ireland were 20 on the board in the 7th over. Harry Tucker was out without scoring. He faced 7 balls but could not open his account and was out without scoring. Caught by Kaitano off the bowling of Muzarabani. And the 5th to go was Paul Sterling in the 9th over. Paul Sterling made 10 of 18 balls, hitting 1-4, and he was caught by Brian Bennett off the bowling of Blazing Muzarabani. Then the 6th wicket fell at 82, Lorcan Tucker. Then the 5th wicket added 51 of 42 balls, Andy McBrine 12, and Tucker made 33 runs. But the 6th wicket fell at 82, and Lorcan Tucker was the 6th to go. He was bowled by Gwandu when he made 33 of 28 balls, hitting 7-4. Zimbabwe's 7th wicket added 127 of 180 balls between McBrine and Adair. McBrine made 43 and Adair 78 of 91 balls. Zimbabwe in total reached 209 and they lost their 7th wicket of Adair in the 45th over, and Adair made 78 of 91 balls, hitting 13 fours. His strike rate was 86. He was caught by Mayavo off the bowling of Muzarabani. And then the 8th wicket at 211, Barry McCarthy out without scoring. He was caught by Madver off the bowling of Muzarabani. And the 9th wicket at 233, Craig Young was the 9th to go, scoring 5 of 13 ball, caught by Bennett off the bowling of Muzarabani. And the 10th and final wicket at 260, Matthew Humphrey was the last to go, scoring 8 from 24 balls with the help of 1-4. He was caught by Bennett off the bowling of Richard Nagawa. Andy McBrine was unlucky, was not supported by the rest of the batsmen, remained unbeaten on 90, 10 short of his century. He scored 90 of 132 balls, hitting 12 fours, and his strike rate was 68. Ireland batsmen only made 2 substantial partnerships. The 6-wicket partnership of 51 of 42 balls between McBrine and Lorcan Tucker, and McBrine 12 and Lorcan Tucker contributed 33 in that partnership. But the significant and the substantial partnership of 127 of 180 balls for the 7th wicket took Ireland to a respectable total. McBrine made 43 and Adair 78 in that partnership. Looking at the Zimbabwean bowling, Blazing Muzarabani, 18 overs, 1 maiden, 58 runs and 7 wicket, 7 for 58. A brilliant bowling spell by Blazing Muzarabani. Richard Nagawa, 13.4 overs, 1 maiden, 65 runs and 2 wicket, 4.75 is his economy. Then Newman Nyamhuri, 7 overs, 42 runs and no wicket. Trevor Gwandu, 6 over, 1 maiden, 53 run and 1 wicket, while Brian Bennett, 12 overs, 1 maiden, 33 runs and no wicket. Bowling out Ireland for 260, Zimbabwe begins their first inning and they lost their first wicket at 26, and that is of Ben Curran in the 6th over, who made 12 runs from 12 balls, who made 12 runs from 14 balls, hitting 2 fours, and he was caught by wicketkeeper Tucker off the bowling of McCarthy. Takudzwanashe remain unbeaten on 26 of 61 balls, hitting 3 fours, and Nick Welch made 33 of 51 balls, hitting 5 fours. Zimbabwe batted for 21 overs and they scored their runs at 3.42. They were 72 for 1 at close of first day's play, which means Zimbabwe trailed by 188 runs with 9 wickets in hand. Looking at these island bowling, Mark Adair, 7 overs, 3 maiden, 20 runs and no wicket. Barry McCarthy, 6 overs, 25 runs and 1 wicket. Craig Young, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 12 runs and no wicket. Matthew Humphrey, 2 overs, 4 runs and no wicket. While Andy McBrine, 2 overs, 10 runs and no wicket. Blazing Muzarabani's 7 headlines Zimbabwe's dominant opening day, McBrine and Adair scored 50s each to help Ireland recover from 31 for 5 to 260 all out. But the day belongs to Blazing Muzarabani, who bowled like an Irish curse at the start of the day, utilizing the two-pace nature and uneven bounce on day 1. His 7 for 58, which is the second best figure for Zimbabwe bowler, dented Ireland but not before Lorcan Tucker initiative, followed by a 127-run stand between Andy McBrine and Mark Adair, lifted Ireland from 31 for 5 to a comfort 260. In reply, Zimbabwe lost Ben Curran early, but Takudzwanashe, Kaitano and Nick Welch held the start, saw off 21 overs to stumps with the host trailing by 188 runs. The day began under sunny skies, but the first over showed pitch that batters could not trust. Peter Moore was lured by ball outside off, which brought him a boundary fourth ball, but then the lack of bounce and pace had him drag a pull onto his stump. Curtis Camphor got a jaffer of a delivery that seemed away and beat his bat while trying to defend in the third over, but then fell trying to counter-attack. Richard Nagarwa in the fourth over, the only batter in the Ireland top 5 to not fall to Muzarabani. Andy McBrine, who was in control against the full ball, was next to go out trying to flick a shortish ball that stopped in the pitch. Zimbabwe are very well placed and they trail by just 188 with almost all their wickets, with 9 wickets in hand. So the first day's proceeding belongs to Zimbabwe. But this pitch looked very difficult to bat on. If Ireland keep discipline in their bowling, they can restrict Zimbabwe under 260.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.